How did you get involved with Tears I Cry?
My father and I dabble in the breeding, but Dad has his ideas, I have my ideas, and I wanted to try a horse called the Christie. I lost a foal by him, so I had a free return. So I asked my dad, I said, "Have you got a spare mare I can borrow, Dad?" And he said, yeah, go and grab that one down the paddock there, she'll be right. So I did, and sent Kaz's own off to him, and I actually took him down to Kieran Ma for a while. Kieran done a marvellous job with the horse. You know, amazing how he got that horse from a maiden status. Well, after that, I think he won his first race in June, and by November, he was in the Emerald Stakes. So he'd won 5 races up until then, and you know the story, sort of thing. So.
It's Tears I Cry in front though, by a length and a half, a surprise, and Tears I Cry wins from Bird Dancer. Shinziger's grabbed third, close 4, Valedictum or Dr. Nip and Tuck.
After that win, you went through some hard times, and it was obviously a big shock for you and your family.
I got breast cancer.
Why was it important to be still involved with the horses when you were sick?
The thing that I needed to do was to keep working, albeit slowly, but when you're on the horse, that gave me sense of speed back. I'd go up to the bush, we've got kangaroos and bush everywhere. Pleasant. The pleasantness side of being sick was being able to sit up on top of that horse and keep going.
Pretty messy, aren't you, Hank?
And so this is Manatone. Tell us, what sort of horse is he like to train?
Well, he's not that hard, so long as you work him hard and feed him good. You know, you just go out and do your stuff with him, and a bit lazy, but other than that, no, he's good.
It's important to get the miles in the legs for these jumpers.
Absolutely, yeah. And I school him myself. You know, we've got logs around everywhere, and they're quite big, and yeah, we set him up and away we go. It's great fun.
He looks a horse that it's going to improve with time.
I really think, you know, he's always been slow and learning, so I think that this season I'll be more likely to put him over the fences, and I think that'll suit him right down to the ground, yeah.
So, Anne, is he a Grand Annual style of horse?
Oh, I think he certainly is, because he stays all day. He's very one-paced, and I think he's got enough of the right pace to keep going in a race like that, for sure.
Second Manatone and 5.
And tell us about this horse. He gave you an interesting ride one day.
He certainly did, at the Warrnambool May Carnival. We went across the front of the field when the horses had previously had a false start, and they'd come back behind the barriers, and we're putting them all back in, and the next thing I hear a yell out, "He's down!" So I went towards the front of the barriers to pick him up if he'd come underneath them. The next thing, the gates, I hear, you know, crash open. The spurs nearly met in the middle, didn't they, Jimmy? This was the pony I was riding. Thank God he's saved my life, basically, and a few others, by getting out of the way in a hurry. So I'm proud of him, because he's such a great clerk pony.